We all know the common saying, consistency is the key to blowing up any YouTube channel, right? Well, that is true, but there are consequences to that. Consistency has a good side and it also has a bad side. Is that the right one? In this video, I'm going to actually tell you guys the truth behind consistency and why I think as a beginner that is not the right word that actually supposed to be telling us. Okay, so consistency is basically showing up to post every single day. Even if it's not posting, showing up every single day. What content creators out there don't know, the big ones especially, is that when they actually say be consistent, it sends down fear to beginner content creators. So I did my research and I'm actually going to tell you guys that there's a consequence actually trying so hard to be consistent. And I'm not saying you cannot be consistent, you can, but there is a very easy way to actually go about that, and I'm going to be sharing that in this video too, so consider sticking around to actually hear about that. We all know that consistency is showing up every single time, just getting things out there. Because yes, consistency works, it works. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, it works. Consistency is not only about showing up, having what to say, having what to fall back on. These are the two things that matters in being consistent, because if you're not bringing to them quality content without also being real and also having an information to actually back it up, is actually a big bang. There is this one particular thing that beginner content creators actually tend to do when they hear be consistent. So we all know that content ideas come naturally, but the scripts actually take time, the editing takes time and everything. So that's not what I'm actually going to be talking about, but if you want to hear about that, comment section is free for you guys. So what is this specific thing that requires a large amount of our input? Research. If you don't actually research on what we're going to be talking about, then there is no content to actually post out there, because our expectation is actually get views on the content you put out there. So if we don't actually research, like do a quick research, then what are we actually creating content for? How are we going to get about content creation? Because you can actually have an idea, but that is not what your audience wants to watch. That is why it is advisable to know who your audience is. How do I actually do my research? Basically YouTube. I use YouTube to actually search, because I'm actually going to be posting content on YouTube. So I search up the topic, like basically the title I want to give the video, I search it up, and then I see the related content, and then I start finding topics. Basically I steal topics, but that's not what I'm going to talk about. When I find those topics, I put it down, then I do my research. Basically I use a very special AI tool that I'm going to be actually mentioning. If you guys want me to do a video on that, I'll do a video on that. I use the AI tool to actually script my my script, and then I bring out my points, and then I speak. Okay, so after this content there's another content waiting for me, there's another content waiting for me, after that one there's another content waiting for me. This is what guarantees my consistency. But the real deal about consistency is, if you're trying so hard to be consistent, we're actually putting pressure on ourselves, and I feel that this is something that has to be addressed. So I have finally brought about the best way to go about consistency. So consistency is not actually the word that content creators, big ones especially, are supposed to be using for beginner content creators like us. It is supposed to be content batching. So I heard this from one of my favorite YouTubers. She actually mentioned it. Content batching. You actually shoot tons and tons of videos so that whenever you're out, out of the world, and let me say you don't have strength to actually shoot videos, you can actually pick from the videos that you shot, repurpose it to a short video. You can actually film a 20 minutes long video talking about literally anything. Don't script, don't research, just you can do your research probably. Just say what you actually have, because eventually you're going to actually feel so short-handed when you actually want to keep up with consistency, because eventually life happens to everyone. So once life happens to you, you can actually go to your videos, to those your videos, pick out a particular say a 5 minutes, 10 minutes or 30 seconds part, and clip it on your channel. You still showed up, right? So that is basically what few content creators should actually talk about more. If you want me to actually do a full video on content batching, then I am your guy. Hit me down in the comment section below. So let's go to the second one, which I feel that actually works for consistency. I call it the min/max post. Okay, so basically I stole this from my favorite content creator, but I feel this is something I need to actually talk about in my own. So she actually explained it as picking a time to actually post content when you're at your lowest, picking a time to actually post content when you're at your max, your highest. Okay, so this is not the only person I actually get this from Rebellion Order to Venetalao to Jade Bison to Mini. This is basically finding out what you can do when you are at your lowest, finding out what you can do when you are basically at your highest. So if you're at your lowest, I recommend that you actually create a community post, create a 30-second YouTube short. But if you're at your highest, you can make 2 minutes long form videos. Okay, edit a full 20-minute video. That is basically what you're supposed to be seeing this as. Having said this, I want you guys to understand that big content creators tell us that consistency is the key, but they forget that this also adds pressure to new content creators, because once you actually meet someone and be like, consistency is the key, put in the work, put in the grind, put in everything, they actually forget to tell us that you also need to take a break when you need to take a break. So this is what I feel that needs to be stayed out more often. Now, if this video right now resonated with you, you should check out more of my videos on my channels. If you guys want to get more of this content, then consider subscribing to this channel, because I'm going to be releasing more videos on this type of content. Alright.